And thank you for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. A weakened Hurricane Irma heads north across Florida, still leaving a trail of destruction and massive flooding. We begin our coverage with our Dale Hurd.
Irma hit Florida Sunday as a powerful Category 4 hurricane, ripping off roofs, flooding streets, and knocking out power to millions. Still with winds near 85 miles per hour. Additional weakening is forecast, and Irma is expected to become a tropical storm over northern Florida or southern Georgia. But Irma has still left a trail of destruction. Miami escaped Irma's center but was still hammered by high winds. Gusts approached 100 miles per hour. The storm even produced some tornadoes. Whoa! Winds so strong at least 3 construction cranes crashed into buildings. In downtown Miami, a storm surge turned roads into rivers. And Irma hit hard in Naples and Fort Myers on the western side of the state. Irma caused one of the largest U.S. evacuations ever, with nearly 7 million people in the southeast warned to seek shelter elsewhere, including 6.4 million in Florida alone. Millions of Floridians evacuated to places like this arena, one of 500 across the state.
We were very nervous, very scared.
And then the power went out.
Oh, that was pink! Holy it's blue and pink!
Some 3.5 million people across the state lost power, and utility officials say it will take weeks to restore electricity to everyone. And after Irma, the looters. Multiple stores were looted in both Miami and Fort Lauderdale. President Trump approved a disaster declaration for Florida, opening the way for federal aid. Irma now is expected to continue to weaken as it heads north.
Forecast track takes the center then into Georgia tomorrow, and then ultimately, if the system weakening, becoming a tropical depression by Tuesday.
A tropical storm warning was issued for the first time ever in Atlanta, where many schools canceled classes because of the storm. Behind Irma, in parts of the Virgin Islands, close to total devastation. In Havana, seawater submerged several blocks from the coast, leaving an entire neighborhood underwater, while the whole city was without electricity. Irma was once the most powerful hurricane ever recorded in the open Atlantic, a Category 5 with a peak wind speed of 185 miles per hour. As bad as she still is, Florida was shown some mercy. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
CBN's Operation Blessing moved into Florida before Irma arrived, so it could be prepared to help those in need. Our Gary Lane is in Ocala, Florida, with this story.
Irma made U.S. landfall Sunday morning as a Category 4 hurricane. It moved from the Florida Keys onto the Florida mainland, near Marco Island and Naples. It quickly downgraded to a still dangerous Category 2 storm as it moved northward. Flooding from storm surge and spin-off tornadoes on both coasts were the greatest threats. And as Hurricane Irma moved in, tens of thousands of Floridians sought refuge in shelters like this one at a school in Ocala. Operation Blessing International's Bill Horan and David Darg wasted little time providing help to those who needed it. We caught up with them loading and delivering relief to evacuees sheltered at Vanguard High School.
This particular shelter is a high school that is a dog-friendly environment. So you got 1,100 people there, and there's probably 400 dogs. We identified ourselves, and he said, "Oh, Operation Blessing, I've seen your trucks out on 24th Street because we've got this warehouse we're standing in here." And we said, "Is there anything that you need at the shelter that you don't have? What do you need?" And he said, "What I really need is some snacks. If you got any snacks."
A lot of kids there.
Lots of kids, and even, you know, it's just...
I like snacks, don't you?
I do too. It may not be health food, but we all like snacks, and especially when you're sleeping on the floor in a high school.
OBI also delivered cases of bottled drinking water and sugar-free Powerade. Troy Sanford is the principal of Ventura High School.
It's a wonderful opportunity in order to make sure that they just can sit back and take a deep breath and relax and have that snack, have that bottled water, have that Powerade.
Horan says Operation Blessing Strike Force is ready to deliver more extensive help later this week.
Once the storm comes and goes, and we can help send those trucks to those ministries that we have strong relationships with in the places that really need it the worst.
So Operation Blessing isn't waiting until Hurricane Irma passes to offer help to people in Florida. They're helping refugees, evacuees. They're actually living in schools and other shelters in the state. And then once the hurricane does pass, that's when the real work will begin. Gary Lane, CBN News, Ocala, Florida.
Today, thousands gather in Washington, New York, and Pennsylvania to mark the 16th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. It is the day Islamic terrorists hijacked airplanes and flew them into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon. They also crashed a third plane in Pennsylvania when passengers tried to retake control. Relatives, survivors, and rescuers will attend ceremonies at the three sites. President Donald Trump will observe the anniversary for the first time as the commander-in-chief at a ceremony in the Pentagon. At least 90 people are dead in Mexico after the country suffered an 8.1 magnitude earthquake and hurricane Friday. The quake destroyed thousands of homes in southern Mexico, and strong aftershocks continue to wreak devastation. Hundreds of thousands of people are reportedly without water. Meanwhile, Hurricane Katia pummeled the Gulf Coast of Mexico, killing 2 people in a mudslide. Government cargo planes and religious groups are distributing food and supplies to those affected by the historic earthquake and hurricane. The United States is calling for a UN vote imposing new and harsher sanctions on North Korea today. A draft resolution included a ban on all natural gas and oil exports, as well as freezing all foreign financial assets belonging to leader Kim Jong-un and his government. The U.S. and China were still negotiating with the final language over the weekend. The push for the new sanction comes as North Korea celebrated the 69th anniversary of its founding. The government hosted a number of official celebrations, including a ceremony honoring the nuclear scientists who created North Korea's hydrogen bomb. Long before North Korea tested its hydrogen bomb recently, one group of scientists had been watching for earthquakes to see if the North Koreans might be testing powerful new weapons. Eric Rosales brings us that story.
When an earthquake happens, a seismologist with the help of instruments can usually pinpoint its epicenter and tell people how large it was. But they do a lot more than that. According to the Seismological Society of America, most of what we know about North Korea's past nuclear tests come directly from the work by seismologists. These scientists study earthquakes and the energy waves moving through the ground. When a nuclear blast occurs, energy waves are created, and studying them can pinpoint where the explosion happened. On September 10, 1996, the UN General Assembly adopted the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, which banned nuclear explosions anywhere on Earth, preventing nuclear testing in the atmosphere, underwater, and even underground.
Our signature, along with that of Russia, China, France, the United Kingdom, and the vast majority of nations around the world, will create an international barrier against nuclear testing.
However, North Korea's rogue regime is the only country to ignore the rules.
Seismological evidence is key to alert world leaders and the international community in anything that happened on the planet.
Lassina Zerbo is the executive secretary of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, located in Vienna, Austria. It has more than 300 monitoring sites around the world.
The Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty Organization is an independent international framework that gathers 183 countries that have signed and 166 that have ratified. So it is true, North Korea is yet to sign the Comprehensive Test Ban Agreement.
He adds it was his organization that discovered and relayed information about North Korea's testing of nukes in 2006, 2009, and 2013. And that data was sent to all 183 countries who were part of the organization within a few hours, faster than North Korea could go public about its own test. Countries get information like its location, its magnitude, the time, and depth of the shock waves. It's important to note the organization never tells a country which policies to create. Scientists simply give the country its data and let them reach their own conclusions. Eric Rosales, CBN News, Washington.
Some say Senate Democrats are blocking federal judge nominations. We'll break down possibly why when we continue. Federal judges can shape the law for generations, as Paul Strand reports now from Washington. Critics say that's why Senate Democrats are blocking many of President Trump's choices for federal judgeship, and why grassroots conservatives are fighting back.
There are more than 140 vacancies in the federal judiciary right now. It's not that there aren't nominees, there's plenty of them. It's that the Democrats are holding up almost the entire pack, and it's sheer politics. Candidate Donald Trump promised to pick constitutionalists as judges and justices. For many Americans, it was a key reason to vote for him, and the president has followed through. But with Democrats opposing so many of his nominees, the group Concerned Women for America brought dozens of ladies to Capitol Hill to lobby their senators to do whatever it takes to break the logjam and get Trump's picks onto the bench. In a Senate caucus room, Carrie Severino of the Judicial Crisis Network told these grassroots women that Democrats are indeed stalling some of the president's judicial choices.
Even though Trump started with about 100 nominations, he's almost up 50%. He's up to 144, and we have several more of the we know are coming. And they've forced even people that all the Democrats voted for, they're forcing to jump through huge procedural hurdles, which is something that just didn't used to happen.
Lawyer Gary Marks, who advises the Judicial Crisis Network, said some Senate Democrats have even gone after nominees' religion.
Senator Al Franken and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, some of their attacks on these nominees that in essence said Catholics need not apply, really persecuting these amazing judges like Amy Coney Barrett for their Catholic faithfulness.
Severino points out Democrats even held up a former Obama nominee, David Nye.
They made him go through a whole process. They forced the Senate to waste 30 hours of debate time on him. There was no debate to be had. He had 100 votes. So that's the kind of thing that's really frustrating.
Marks encouraged the women by telling them their lobbying and activism to get all these nominees voted on makes a difference.
It echoes here in the halls of the U.S. Senate, in rooms like this and in committee rooms. It doesn't go for naught.
Severino says the battle is no small deal. Presidents serve just 4 or 8 years, but not their judicial picks.
All of these people are going to be on the bench for life, and they're the ones who are deciding so many important cases that are coming up.
Not only into my children's lifetime, but into my grandchildren's lifetime.
We think of the Supreme Court, but you forget 99+% of cases happen and are finally decided at the district court and appellate court level. So it's wonderful that we have Neil Gorsuch in the Supreme Court. That was a huge victory. But boy, we need to have these other seats filled with people who have the same high principles and commitment to the rule of law and to the Constitution.
So where those at the top are holding things up right now, groups like these are hoping grassroots pressure coming up from below can get them to quit the stalling and get on the move. Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from Capitol Hill.
Up next, we're heading to Studio 5 to sit down with Nicole C. Mullen. She shares new music, a new tour, and an old familiar tune. My Redeemer Lives. That's certainly the truth and also the title of the beautiful song that introduced many of us to the amazing voice of Nicole C. Mullen. Here's some good news for you. She has a new tour and new music, and she is what's playing in my ear this week in Studio 5.
Well, I know my Redeemer lives.
My Redeemer Lives is the unforgettable anthem Nicole C. Mullen penned many years ago. Her new and latest project is titled Like Never Before.
It's a body of work that celebrates coming from the night season into the day, coming from death into life, heartache into redemption. So it's a celebration from fast songs to ballads, the whole nine, and everything in between. So Like Never Before is the album project.
Now, hearing you describe Like Never Before, I can't help but to think of the song that you're probably most popular for.
Redeemer?
Because you got that right. Coming from night to day.
Yeah, the very same God that spins things in orbit. He runs to the weary, the worn, and the weak.
That story was actually inspired by reading Job?
Absolutely. Job is my inspiration. And actually, Job is the one who actually said, I know my Redeemer lives. But it was after, like in the middle of his depression, in the middle of his night season of losing all 10 of his kids, losing his wealth, losing his health. And so in the middle of my night season is where I actually read Job and gained hope and comfort. And I wrote Redeemer in my season of not knowing and not, seeing the end. But I learned that God is able to buy back our brokenness. He's able to buy back our heartache and our shame. And He's able to work it together for our good and for His glory. And so Redeemer was born out of that, but also Like Never Before was born out of that as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Your tour, Arise, you are mentoring young girls and calling upon them to do exactly that.
Absolutely.
I'm the father of a 9-year-old girl, so watching you just moments ago speak life to a young girl, why are you reaching out to them?
Oh, because like you said, the song Arise and the conference Arise, it speaks to the heart of a girl and the heart of a woman, the girl that's inside the woman, even the heart of the boy that's inside the man, Talitha cum, where Jesus said, arise, he said to the 12-year-old, arise, little girl, I say to you, get up. And so I think God is calling us back to life in those places where we've been battered and shattered and wounded and bruised, places where our hope has died, our love has died. He's saying it's time to awaken, it's time to arise, and it's time to do the things that I've ordained for you to do. So that's why the conference is. And so we're doing it all over the place. People can find out more about it at NicoleCMullen.com. Hey.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My
Calling
pleasure.
on the nation to arise.
Yes, we are. Those believers in Christ.
My Redeemer lives. See, I know my Redeemer lives. So let all creation testify. Let this light within me cry. I know my Redeemer lives. And I know my Redeemer, he lives. See, I know my Redeemer lives. So let all creation testify. Let this life within me cry. I know my Redeemer lives. Yes, let all creation testify. Let this life within me cry. I know my Redeemer lives. Yes, I know my Redeemer
Indeed, he does live. Nicole C. Mullen's Arise experience is underway right now. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Operation Blessing is helping some of Peru's poorest children get clean drinking water. For some kids, like Titicaca is the only source of drinking water while they are at school. But the lake is full of wasteful and harmful bacteria and can make these children sick. Well, that has changed when Operation Blessing put Kohler Clarity water filters in every single classroom. The filters can kill 99% of the bacteria. Now students can concentrate on their studies and not worry about their drinking water. Well, now it is time for your Monday motivation, and here's a thought to inspire the day and jumpstart the week. Consider this: today's dreams are tomorrow's disappointments when you fail to set goals to make those dreams a reality. Dreams require work and discipline. It's what God is looking for, and He promises to honor them with great reward. With that word, make this a marvelous Monday.